Hi guys, welcome to the Ask Kiki segment of my YouTube channel. If you're new here, my name is Bandy Kiki, the unapologetic African lesbian and entrepreneur. Before I go on to read the Ask Kiki question for today, I would just like to say that massive shout out, and just to say to my queer siblings in Nigeria that I stand shoulder to shoulder with them. I know how much you guys support this platform, and I'm reflecting that support back as you try to end police brutality in your country. It's just inspirational as well to see that queer people in Nigeria are joining the protest as their real self, or most of them are joining the protest. Some of them are joining the protest as themselves, rather than hide their sexuality. It's just very inspirational to see you guys raising your voices by form of clothing, placards, and just, it's really just nice. I've just been following up on Twitter and I'm really enjoying it, and just sending you more support and strength as you go through this transformative period in your country. And yeah, that's it. So today's question, I'm just going to read it now. Hello Kiki, I'm learning a lot from your channel. Thank you. I have a problem. I live with my girlfriend and sometimes she goes days without talking to me. She ignores me and acts like I am not there. This silent treatment is a big part of is a big problem in our relationship. How can I handle this? Okay, I love this question because it's not just something that happens within marriages, relationships. Kids sometimes give their parents silent treatment. It happens. It's a very common thing. It's not just peculiar, or it's not just exclusive to LGBTQ relationships, because this girl is a lesbian. It happens in all relationships. It's one of those topics as well that I had to do research about it before doing this video, as I didn't know some key things, but obviously I had a basic idea of what silent treatment is and how it obviously affects relationship. So if you see me looking down, I'm just trying to make sure that I cover everything that I wrote down after my research for this video. I would like to start by saying that ask you, because you asked me this question, or anybody experiencing this particular issue, when does the silent treatment start? Does it start after an argument? And how long is the silent treatment? Because sometimes people need time to cool off. People need time to, when people are overwhelmed after an argument and they don't want to say something that they can't take back, they do tend to use silent treatment as a way of calming down or de-escalating the situation. Okay? As the anger leaves, the silent situation as well should disappear. It shouldn't prolong even after one has cooled off. Okay? And then the second thing is, I'm going to ask you is this person, is your girlfriend or husband if you're watching this, or wife if you're watching this, is she an introvert? Sometimes people who are introverted, I don't know if that's a word, but sometimes people who are introverts, they tend to want to take time for themselves. They want to sit in the quiet corner, just not saying anything, or just not being bothered by anybody, or anything for that matter, or any other thing for that matter. And if you're in a relationship, when an introvert is in a relationship with an extrovert, it sometimes can be very confusing for an extrovert, because they're like, oh, what's going on here? Why are they not talking to me? You start asking yourself so many questions. Why are they ignoring me? Have I done something wrong? What I'm going to say here is this: if you're an introvert and you want to take time, away from your girlfriend, away from your boyfriend, away from your wife, away from your husband, please do tell them that you need time for yourself. Don't let them start second guessing themselves. Second guessing yourself is not fun, trust me, because you start wondering, like, what did I do? Did I say something off? Did I say something like this? Oh, maybe I should have said it this way. Oh, maybe I shouldn't have said that. You understand? But you start second guessing yourself. Are they seeing somebody else? It's one of those questions as well. Have they stopped loving me as well? So it's not the best. Don't make them second guess themselves. Okay, with that said, silent treatment can be a form of emotional abuse or emotional manipulation. And you need to know the difference. You understand? You need to know the difference here if you're experiencing this. One of the key things that, or one of the glaring things that you can look out for is when somebody uses that to regain control, okay? Or they use that to avoid accountability, or they use that as a form of punishment. That is emotional control. That is emotional abuse and manipulation. I'm going to repeat myself again. If they use that as a way to regain control, if they use that to avoid accountability, or if they use that as a form of punishment, that is emotional abuse or emotional manipulation. Now I'm going to explain something. Have you ever had a fight with somebody, or not a fight in this case, but you want to hold somebody accountable for something? It might be a girlfriend, it might be a husband, it might be a boyfriend. So you ask them something, and rather than them being accountable for what you asked for, or what your needs are, or what they did, some of them would just not talk to you. They'll not address it. Bear in mind that this person has done something wrong to you, okay? So they'll not address it. They'll just stop talking to you. They'll just ignore you. And then you, who has been offended in this case, would have to come back to them and ask them like, oh, I'm sorry, maybe I shouldn't have said that, blah blah blah. So that is emotional control and emotional abuse and emotional manipulation. The person offended shouldn't come and ask the offender for forgiveness. You understand? When holding them accountable for something, okay? So you need to watch out the signs. Now, one of the signs as well that I know, one of the very common signs as well that I know, is when somebody would only end or stop the silent treatment if you beg, apologize, all the time. All the time you have to beg, apologize, change your behavior, just for them to be able to communicate with you. That's a massive problem, and it's emotional abuse and manipulation. So you need to really be careful with the signs, okay? And when it lasts for so long, you can't live with somebody and not talk to them for days. That's crazy. And you can't live with somebody and not talk to them for weeks. That's crazy. You understand? Whatever is bothering you or bugging you, you have to address it. You have to communicate. That's why relationships are key. Communication is key in relationships. You have to tell your partner that this is what I'm struggling with, and this is what is is going on in my life. Maybe I need space, or maybe you can help me handle this issue, rather than they just go silent and then make people doubt themselves. One of the things that I have to also say here is that if you're constantly at the receiving end of silent treatment, it can really damage your self-esteem. Hands down, it can really, really just damage your self-esteem, as well as you start questioning your sense of self. You start wondering, like, is it me or is her? Did I do something wrong? Or, you just asking yourself all these things. And so going back to your question now on what you should do, you who asked me this question, the first thing I'm going to tell you is this: sit your girlfriend down, calmly, tell her how this is affecting your person. This is affecting the relationship, it's affecting you, your well-being, just generally everything. Just tell how you feel about the whole silent treatment situation. The second thing I'm going to say is, if you have listened to the points that I mentioned earlier before, and you have then figured out that this form of silent treatment is emotional abuse or manipulation, then you need to set boundaries in your relationship. You need to sit your partner or your boyfriend, girlfriend down and tell them that, or your spouse down and tell them this, and tell them what behavior is acceptable and unacceptable in the relationship. You need to really set strong boundaries. You understand? Don't threaten to break up with them unless you're going to do it. Don't do that, because some people do, like, I'm going to break up if you do this. No, don't do that. Okay. The next thing to do as well is don't beg. Okay? Stop begging, stop pleading when they go silent and don't talk to you. Stop doing that, because when you do that, it would only encourage such behaviors. So don't do that. I hope I answered this question. To be honest, I had to read a bit of things, one or two things about it to give this to do this video. But yeah, I guess I tried. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the next question on Friday next week. And just to say again that I stand with my Nigerian siblings, queer siblings fighting the police brutality in Nigeria. And to my viewers, I love you. And please don't forget to subscribe. You want to watch my video and be running away like you always do. Because the analytics says that a lot of people are watching, but few people are subscribing. Please subscribe. Okay, this just encouraged me. It's not, encourage me to do more videos. Yeah, until next Friday. This is the end of the Ask Kiki segment today. Bye.